What's up my loves? My name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're going to be doing another unhaul. 7 months ago I posted a mammoth unhaul. I think it was over 130 books. I don't actually know how many I have here because I found a bag of ones from my parents' place, so I apologize if you can hear them in the background. We're all getting packed up to go, so this is rapid fire unhaul. With that, I know that I had 68 to begin with and I have now extensively added to that, so let's get into the unhaul. Starting with my classics, I've got this destroyed copy of Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift, and the same reasons as for last time, I've just stopped giving a fuck and I need room. I'm not going to say I can't be fucked because you would die of alcohol poisoning once again. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, I have another edition of this now. The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, I didn't like. The Queen of Spades and Other Stories by Alexander Pushkin, I picked it up because it was in this edition. I'm never gonna read it. Leviathan by Hobbes, I'm interested, but am I really actually ever gonna read this? The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling, I enjoyed but I didn't love. The Iliad by Homer, Ash now has a different edition. Dante's Divine Comedy, so the first being Hell, Purgatory, and then Paradise. I got these at a library sale. I'm not too mad. I do want to read it eventually, but it doesn't need to be these. The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, I believe April might have sent this to me. I'm just not interested in reading it. I will pick it up from the library if need be. Reckless Journal, it's just one of those you do the things and it's just going to be recycled. Which Cult Should I Join by Jo Stewart. This is literally like a choose your own cult and you just ask questions and you follow through. It's a really fun book, but I'm not. The Crimes of Love by the Marquise de Sade, just no. And then on to other ones. A Dog's Purpose by W. Bruce Cameron. I really enjoyed this, but I don't need to reread it and hurt myself. I will continue on with the series, but I don't need to own them. It was really hard to get rid of dog covers. Lessons by Naomi Alderman, I'm just not going to get to it. Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding and the Bridget Jones's The Edge of Reason. I read the first one and I liked it, but I'm indifferent on continuing on with the series and I don't need to own them. And Marley and Me by John Grogan, I'm never going to reread this and it hurts my soul just thinking about. Again, dog cover. So next stack is non-fictions and art, so Not That Kind of Girl by Leah Dunham. Was originally interested in this, I have lost interest over the years. To Obama with Love, Joy, Hate and Despair by Jeanne Marie Lacus. I don't know why I have this. I do like Barack, but I'm never gonna read this. Bookie Wookie 2 by Russell Brand. I read the first one and I love Russell Brand. I love his creative genius, but I'm not gonna get to it. The Girl's Guide to Homelessness, a memoir by Brianna Karp. I'm really interested in this, but it keeps sitting on my shelves. It's a TBR vet. I don't think I'm gonna get to it, so it can go. Melmoth by Sarah Perry. This was on my self-destruct and it is self-destructing even though it's not up yet until May, but there's a few in here. I'm just, fuck that. It Sounded Better in My Head by Nina Kenwood. I think I would enjoy this, but I just can't be fucked and I keep prioritizing things instead. The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyne. I was really excited when I found this in a charity shop because I know that Lauren from Lauren in the Books really enjoyed this, but I just can't be fucked. I have kept The Boy with Striped Pajamas and I think I'm going to be emotionally wrecked from that enough. Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. April sent this to me, again dog, but it's got time travel set in a historical period. I'm gonna keep not prioritizing it. It can go. Then into some arcs. Not Bad People by Brandy Scott. I don't actually know anything about this. Where the Light Gets In by Lucy Dillon. Again, no idea. Has a dog on the cover though. That's the main reason I took it home. Lead the Way by Jean Hinchcliffe. Ash thought this would be really good and then I just didn't end up getting to it. The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. This is the arc of it and I'm curious to get to it, but I can always get it from a library. The Van Apple Girls Are Gone by Felicity McLean. Seen this everywhere, can get it from the library. She I Dare Not Name by Donna Ward. No idea. A Spinster's Meditations on Life. I think I'm okay. So I went through like my old teaching library, so I'm gonna get rid of Hot Dog by Anne Doe. This is the only one in this collection that I own and I don't need to. Then I have Three Horrible Histories, so The Blitzed Brits by Terry Deary, The Measly Middle Ages, and The Vicious Vikings. I don't need these. Then I've got Part of Your World by Liz Braswell, Once Upon a Dream, and As Old as Time. I'm curious to get into them, but I keep putting them off, so I can't be fucked and they can go. I have a box set of 4. I don't know if it is the entirety of Friday Barnes by R.A. Spratt. I'm never going to read this. I don't see myself going back into a school, so I'm going to give this to someone who will actually utilize it. And then the entire Diary of a Minecraft Zombie, books 1 to 14. I will give this to Ash to give to someone, and or take it to Sydney with me to be able to give to a friend. But this is like, do I count these as 14 separate books? Because I don't count them as that on my spreadsheet. Then 3 books that have been claimed by friends. So I've got Wonder by R.J. Palacio. I unhauled my other copy of this, and I'm not going back into the library. I don't need it. I loved it, but I can always get it from the library again if I do need it. And so this is going to Jacqueline from Jessie Japs Reads. And then going to Crystal from Bond Book Reviews, we have Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Again, I enjoyed this, but we do have another edition, so I don't need mine. And Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I enjoyed this, but I would rather just have Uprooted on my shelves because I absolutely adored this, whereas I really enjoyed this, but I'm never going to reread it. It's fine to go. So these are all books that I've read. Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I just don't need to keep it. I will have to take my tabs out. I think, yeah, I haven't highlighted, so I can just take the tabs out, and it's practically brand new. Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I really enjoyed this, but I'm never going to reread it. Body horror did freak me out a little bit in it. This cover is beautiful. I'm really sad for it to go, but I don't need it. Sorry, Alice Oseman, but I'm getting rid of Solitaire and I Was Born for This. I really enjoy their writing, but I don't want ones on my shelf that I didn't absolutely love, and I'm finally getting down in selecting the books that I want, so these are the ones that I've got. Never Tell by Catherine Orton. This was a fun middle grade monthly read, but I don't need it. Moxie by Jennifer Mattel. I really enjoyed this, but I did convince April to unhaul hers, so I'm gonna unhaul mine because, again, I don't need. The Field Notes on Love by Jennifer E. Smith. This was really cute. I enjoyed it when I read it, but I don't think I'm gonna love it. I apologize if you can hear people in the background. This is what happens when we film over Christmas. Even though you're not gonna see this until like halfway through January, if not later. The Sympathizer by Viet Thanh Nguyen. I'm just going to pass this on. I think more people could get more out of it than I did. Gonna go, and then someone else can actually appreciate it more than it just lingering on my shelves, because it was a really fascinating read. Because You Love to Hate Me, edited by Emma Reed. This was a collaboration between 13 authors and 13 booktubers. I loved this, but again, not enough to keep it. I think someone else could get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I can't be fucked, so it can go. Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. I absolutely adore this. This is a 5-star book for me, but the more I sit on it, the more I think that was just me learning what I like in romance, and I've definitely read better ones since then. I don't need to keep it. I think someone else would pick this up in a charity shop, and it entertains me thinking of them reading this with that happening. The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm not going to continue on this series anytime soon, and I don't want to purchase it. I got too confused. I really don't give a shit. I can read it from the library if need be. To All the Boys I Loved Before series by Jenny Han. So To All the Boys I've Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You, and Always and Forever Lara Jean. I enjoyed this series. It wasn't shattering. I didn't like the last book really too much, so it can go. The Word Zoology by Gregory Scott Casoulis, All Rights Reserved and Access Restricted. I loved All Rights Reserved, and I have an arc of it, which I think is more special to me, so I can give someone the complete duology. I didn't really like how Access Restricted ended up going. I want to pass that on. I didn't want to just keep this on my shelves, then I found my arc and I was like, ah yeah! So now someone can have the complete duology, and I'm sure they'll love it. Just the last book a little bit more than I did. Similar sort of Toll vibes. The Rook by Daniel O'Malley. This was a gift from an ex, and I enjoyed it, but it's too smart for me, so it can go. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I've got 2 other books in the nicer editions, not the movie tie-in, and so this can go. And I'll probably end up unhauling the other 2 anyway and just reading the rest from the library. Another arc is The Arsonist by Sue Miller. Can't remember why I got it. It's an arc from 2014. I don't need it. Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessel. I really adore this cover, but I don't need it on my shelf. And Last Christmas, curated and introduced by Greg Wise and Emma Thompson. Collection of short Christmassy stories. I read it for 29 different Christmas. I'm not going to pick it up again, so someone else can have the Christmas spirit. And then one by authors that I don't want to support. One I have read and one I haven't, so it leads us into the unread section once again. The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold and Lucky. I've heard some funky shit about this, so I'm just going to not support that. I adored The Lovely Bones, but I can't. She Said by Jodie Cantor and Megan Toohey. This is a non-fiction about the Harvey Weinstein and I am interested, but I keep prioritizing other things so it can go. Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. You know what? I've just decided Americana and Dear Ijwele, a feminist manifesto in 15 suggestions, both can go. This is tiny. It's really not taking up that much room on my shelves, but it can go. I don't need it. And Americana I keep putting off because it's fucking chunky and I'm not. Hunted by Megan Spooner. April sent this to me because I asked for it. I love retellings, but I'm never going to get to this. The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. I can't actually remember if I've read this or not, but I can get it from the library if need be. Noggin by John Corey Whaley. I heard people talking about this author back in the heyday, and I think he had other books that people really like, and it sounds really interesting doing like a head transplant, but the more I look at it, I'm like, no. Fuck that. David Malouf and Imaginary Life. I read the other David Malouf poetry and I think I've just prefer reading Ransom, and that's all I need. And then 4 others of my self-destruct books. So Nerve by Jeanne Ryan, It's Time to Go. The Revised Fundamentals of Caregiving by Jonathan Everson. I watched the movie and loved it, so I don't need to read the book if I keep putting it off. Atonement by Ian McEwan. And A Month of Sundays by Liz Breisky. No one actually commented on these 3, and I was going to do a try chapter tag, but then I can't be fucked. Waking Romeo by Catherine Barker. I was really interested in this. April kindly sent me this copy, but now I'm just like, never mind. Similarly with Nona and Me by Claire Atkins. This is an uncorrected proof, but I don't know how I feel about it. And Only Love Can Break Your Heart by Catherine Weber. I need to stop saying yes to April's unhauls because whilst I'm interested in them, I'm interested in so many books. So that's that. And now I have a collection of books which I unhauled from my parents' place, and I don't know why I bought them up here, but I want them gone. And so I'm gonna film this clip, and if I've already put it somewhere in another unhaul, I apologize, but here is the bag of books that I'm unhauling from my parents' place. Dead Girls Are Easy by Terry Gary. Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. I was dating a Christian guy and wanted to learn more about Christianity and how he sort of had his relationship, because I'm very not religious. I haven't read this, I'm not going to, and I'm no longer dating that guy. The Devil Wears Prada, that's ironic, by Lauren Weisberger. I like the movie better. If I Stay by Gail Forman. The Mists of Avalon series, I believe. The Mists of Avalon, Knight's Daughter, this might actually be a standalone. The Forest of Avalon and The Lady of Avalon. I've heard some accusations against this author, even though she has passed, that just make me feel uncomfortable. The Female Eunuch by Jermaine Greer. I didn't like this. The Blackwood Farm by Anne Rice. I will pick these up from the library. I don't need to own physical copies of such big series. Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke. Again, just I got recommended this, but I'm never gonna read it. Mao's Last Dance by Lee Kun-zi, the Young Readers edition. I'm not gonna read this. I know the life and really appreciate it, but I don't need the young readers. Hashtag Girl Boss by Sophie Amoruso. Enjoyed it when I read it, but it's not gonna impact on my life anything more now. Conversations with God, Book 1 by Neil Dolan Walsh. Again, The Nanny Diaries by Nicola Krauss and Emma McLaughlin. I could have sworn I've already unhauled this, but here we are. Songlines by Carolyn Denham. I have mixed feelings. I really don't know how I feel about this series, so it can go. Big Women by Faye Weldon. I loved Faye Weldon's Letters to Alice, I think it is. Yeah, Letters to Alice. Fucking adored it. I'm never going to pick this up. I'm interested in more of Faye Weldon's work, but I think I've gone past the point of feministy sort of things that Faye presents, and I'm just happy to not. Resurrection Man by Ian Rankin. I think we're good. And Vagina by Naomi Wolf. I bought this because of the cover, and I hated the insides so fucking much. It was not my sort of vibe, and I don't like the messages that are put out. Also, I forgot about 4 books. Percy Jackson and The Last Olympian. I have the box set of this, so I don't need this particular edition. Foul is Fair by Hannah Capin. I enjoyed this, but it wasn't my fave, so it can go. I was going to hold on until the end of the year for these, but I've decided fuck it. 50 Shades Darker by E.L. James. I don't need it. The second I read the 3rd one, these are leaving my life permanently.
Preferably in the bottom pile.
And Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick. I'm just not interested in holding on to this anymore because I've read it and I'm too stupid for it, or it's too smart for me. Let's go with that. Editing me, I am literally doing this the night before it's due to go up, and I've realized that I didn't actually put in an outro. In total, I unhauled 122 books, which I am super happy with. I don't know how I've unhauled about 250 books within the past 12 months and still have a TBR of over 300, but that's the way that it is. But super happy with clearing off my shelves and making room for the things that I'm excited about and having the books that I am super excited for being front and center. So yeah, 122, I'm so happy. I did also take a collection to my parents' place, so I've stocked up my bookcases there and I did a bit of a cull. Let me know in the comments, how did your year go? Did you unhaul many books in 2021? I'm really happy starting off the year with such a strong amount and hoping that I have such good reads that my unhauls get smaller in terms of I'm reading the things that I'm liking and my shelves are reflecting my current reading taste, because this is what a lot of this is. It's things that I've read that I know that I'm never going to reread and I feel like someone could get more enjoyment out of them, or I was in a different place. I bought a lot of books at used bookstores and book sales, not really caring, when really I need to be more selective with the things, because I can only read so many books in any given year and I want to make sure that my shelves are ones that I am absolutely super excited for. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye! Can I have a hand? I went to take a thumbnail and I took too many.